What's up everyone, hope you all are having a great day. Today I'm doing pretty well. As usual, the Sony fanboys aren't, but you know what, that's to be expected. But beside that, pony salt. You love to fucking see it. So what are they complaining about now? Well, let's spin the wheel. Well, wouldn't you know it, it's PC gaming. Of course, the Sony fanboys have literally so few brain cells at this point that they want to run into a fucking brick wall. Well, let's just read the tweets. Now, this first one that started this entire thread comes from our friend Saltiest Gaming. So he says, PC gaming sucks. For me, I'll never be a PC gamer. I've tried it multiple times and it's definitely not for me. I'ma sit on the couch with a controller with a big ass 4K TV player. If my only choice was between being a PC MR or a Switch only player, I'd go Switch. And you know what? We're already off to a fucking phenomenal start here. So he says he wouldn't play on PC because you can't plug a controller into it or put it on a 4K TV. Right. For the first 6 months of having my PC, I literally just used the 4K TV in my room until I finally got a monitor in like late July. And then this guy is so fucking brain dead that he thinks you can't just plug a controller into a PC. Does Steam Big Picture mode like not exist to these people? Then he says he's tried it multiple times, but I highly doubt that based on the fact that he doesn't know you can plug a fucking controller into a PC. And then he says he'd rather have a Switch only over a PC. Jesus Christ, does he not know that you can emulate Switch games on PC? He probably doesn't based on what he said earlier, and why the fuck would you buy a Switch when there's the Steam Deck? Sure, it's not out yet, and there is a chance that the Steam Deck could suck, but if the Steam Deck is good, holy fuck, in terms of quality, that thing will curb stomp the Switch. But this sparked a spiral of retardation from Sony ponies, which we'll check out next. But before that, just a little more retardation for you, we can read this tweet from another LED. I want every upcoming exclusive game from Sony, except multiplayer games, to run at 30 FPS on PS5, pushing much more advanced stuff that you can't do at 60 FPS. If you disagree, then you're not a gamer. You really love to see the people fucking gatekeeping the word gamer. Malcolm M does that in my Discord server sometimes, and I usually say something along the lines of this. If this is what you consider to be a gamer, then I take that as a compliment. But debunking his point, literally all they'd be able to do with cutting the frame rate in half is just add ray tracing, which they can just make an option for a performance mode or a ray tracing mode. It's that fucking simple. Most people want their games to run better than to look pretty. If they were playing them for the visuals, then they'd just watch a fucking movie.
Fucking retards.
So now, back to the thread with Saltiest Gaming. So Travis Colby says, controllers and TVs aside, a lot of people just can't afford $12,000 as opposed to $500 with similar specs. I love how this guy just ignores that Saltiest Gaming was like factually wrong in his tweet, but that doesn't really have anything to do with this reply. But basically this guy is saying that people can afford to spend $500 on gaming but not $12,000 on gaming, when really that's complete bullshit. There is a huge misconception around this, especially among console peasants. It's not that people can't afford to play on PC, because really if you can afford to spend $500 on a hobby, you can probably afford to spend $12,000 on it. No, it's more than that. People just don't want to. The people that genuinely can only afford console gaming over PC gaming are a very, very small minority, and probably around like 1% is how small that is. So Evers says, finally, something I can agree with Salt King. I used to build PCs as a teenager to play Half-Life and such. It was such a pain in the ass, and as I got older I preferred console gaming. I guess I'm too old to put up with bullcrap. Jesus Christ. He knows there are people that can build your PC for you, right? Even if you don't feel like paying, you can probably find one of your friends or coworkers or family members to do it for you. God damn. And if what he means is that PC has more problems than console gaming, no, it really doesn't. As long as you research the parts before you buy them, you should be good. Literally the only reason I've had any problem with my PC is that I didn't make an effort to research that my old 3070 had an issue with it, and even then I still got it fixed. But yeah, problems with consoles just non-existent. Joy-Con drift does not exist, as Nintendo says. Big G says, I can't enjoy any PvP game on PC because as soon as anyone kills me, I know they are cheating. Or maybe, just maybe, you're shit. Like, I've been playing Splitgate recently with a couple of my friends, and as you're seeing from the gameplay in the background, of all the games I've played, I haven't found a single person cheating yet, and the game's still in the fucking beta. Do cheaters in the game exist? Of course, that's how it is for every game, but are they frequent? Obviously not. Or, you know what? Just do what you Sony fanboys love to do and play a single player their game instead. So this next tweet here is from GamerGoth. God damn, these Sony fanboys never fail to disappoint with their cringe as hell names. But anyways, GamerGoth says, who wants to game on a tool for work? And PC gaming is holding back the PS5. This has to be fucking bait. Fuck it, I'm doing this anyway. People like to game on what they work on because everything is there. You don't have to pull out a fucking brick to play Doom Eternal anymore. You can just switch the tab and the game is right there. It's really fucking nice. And PC gaming is holding back the PS5. Right. If anything, it's the other way around because games can't use the power in a 3090 to its fullest potential because of the consoles, aside from the 3090 obviously having a much better frame rate and resolution scale. Love the comments when their response is, can hook it up to a TV because 80% of PC builds can fit into a TV cabinet. Sure. Others are valid, higher frame rates, resolution, mods, cheaper games, mostly dependent on massive indie community, and old games. Bro, and the PS5 can fit into your fucking cabinet. Do you know how much of a chunker that thing is? Same with the Series X too. I mean, the Series S can kind of fit into your cabinet, I guess. But at least with the PC, there's like other options for smaller cases. Yeah, there's probably going to be some heating issues, I won't even lie right there. But some options are better than none. And then they say that PC doesn't have cheaper games aside from the indie games and older games, as if the fucking Steam key sites don't exist. I've used them before and they work perfectly fine. You can literally pre-order games for cheaper than they actually retail for. I do game on PC as well, but man is it annoying with patches, things not working, messing with settings, and other stuff related to Windows. It's just irritating. And the consoles don't have those exact same issues. And if you don't like Windows, just use a different operating system. It's so fucking simple. That and the exclusives, they matter too. Hashtag PS5, hashtag stay salty. You were saying? Did it for years until got sick of that feeling of never being satisfied. As in upgrading, upgrading, upgrading. F that. Getting me a console, a like device community, and chill. This is like the 50th time I've said it today, but don't you upgrade every 2 to 3 years on console, at least if you want to stay top of the line? And consoles don't really have a like device communities in so many games today that are popular, cross-play, and not only that, cross-gen, so you could be playing on a PS4 at like 30 FPS while someone on a PS5 is at 60 FPS, and it feels like complete bullshit. And so this is from another tweet from a random thread that had to do with the SSD issue that was going on with the PS5, where you have to literally take apart the fucking system to replace the storage. So King Thrash says, it's been this way from the beginning. How long have you been gaming? PlayStation always had internal installs. Seems Xbox gamers want to be lazy and cheap. It's no wonder why it sells so little. It's a cheap low-bar console for cheap low-bar gamers. Does this fucking Sony fanboy not know how his own console works? I literally have a PS4 and I used to have a hard drive for it until I started using it for my PC. But when I did use the hard drive on the PS4, you could literally just plug in the hard drive to the USB slot in the PS4 and play like that. But now for some reason Sony makes you take apart the fucking console to change out the SSD. God damn. And then he tries to make it seem like Xbox having an easier way to add external storage is a bad thing? The fuck? These people are so brain dead, it fucking hurts. And then this is another tweet from King Thrash. I know it's the same user again, but I couldn't find a tweet about the Halo shit that Fratanga hadn't stolen from me yet. But as I awake from this COVID coma, I see people have lost their minds. Halo don't got content worth spoilers, and it's not comparable to Last of Us 2. They haven't told a story since Bungie left. Who we know? Master Chief. That's it. Shaking my head. Spoilers. Pow pow, pew pew, grunt noises. You know, sometimes I really wish I hated Last of Us 2 so I could make fun of these people some more, but he thinks it's not okay to spoil Last of Us 2 for people, but perfectly fine to spoil Halo for people. Nice. Normal human beings around here, folk. And then he says that Halo doesn't have a story when literally 2 lines after that he said Bungie told stories when they were making the Halo games. You love the contradictions here. And then he says Master Chief is the only Xbox character people know, which is fair, I guess, but who the fuck knows any PlayStation characters? The one argument you can make is like Kratos, I guess, but even then that's kind of pushing it. And now for our final tweet of the day, where I got someone with the famous SSD joke that we pulled on Malcolm, so I'll show you that now. Fuck you Retro was my joke to start with. PC plebs just don't know the power of Sony's SSD. Actually, I have an SSD stronger than the one in the PS5. That's a lie. No, I really do. It's called SSD's nuts. Anyways, I've had enough retardation to last a lifetime from reading these tweets, but anyways, thank you all for watching. Press your F to pay respects. The PC Master Race has been bested once again by the Jesus SSD and the PS5, so make sure you bend over and submit to the glorious Jesus SSD. But anyways, thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you really liked it, hit subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.